I'm Rob, and today we're going to continue with an ear training game we've been playing here. Welcome to Spotify Roulette, the random Spotify challenge where I let fate pick a song from the current top 50 on Spotify, and I have to learn it completely by ear, just totally cold. I'll listen once, react in real time, and then I'll try to break down the chords, the structure, any important themes. Then I'll transcribe it as if I had to play it for a gig this weekend. No prep, no sheet music or tabs or anything, just my ears, my guitar, and whatever song the wheel picks for me. Let's go ahead and spin this thing and see what we're working with today. Alright, let's go ahead and spin this wheel. I've added a couple things to it, just kind of picked stuff randomly off the Spotify Top 50, and we have it on the wheel now. Also in the comments on one of my previous two videos, someone asked me to try to learn a song by the band Slightly Stupid. So I threw them onto the wheel here too, so we'll see what happens. Here we go, we're spinning. Okay, so we have Ravyn Lenae, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Love Me Not. I have never heard of Ravyn Lenae, and I don't know if I'm familiar with this song or not, so we're going to go ahead and dive in and take a look here. All right, here we go. We've got Ravyn Lenae. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. It looks like Ravyn. Love Me Not, featuring Rex Orange County. So we have the official video here. We're going to go ahead and dive in. Let's go. Sounds like two chords, three kind of primary notes.
See right now, I need you, I'll meet you somewhere now. You up now, I see you, I get you. Take
I like it.
Slow down, be cool, I miss you. Come here now, it's yours now.
All right, yeah, definitely got some, indie pop kind of vibes going here. Let's see how this song progresses. Let's roll. I've never heard this before.
Until now.
Arpeggiated chords. We have a new chord progression, it sounds like. Sounds like there's a slight modulation, with kind of a medium fast speed going on the guitar. Yeah, we're gonna get those chords. I like this one's upbeat, I've had quite a few ballads, especially the country ballads. You can tell I miss you the most. I step away now. It'll make it harder to know whether this is right. I'm guessing this is Rex Orange County singing. I don't know either way. All I know is that we've been moving wrong. There's a lot in our minds. We've been acting kinda crazy. Some upper register chords there. Or arpeggio. It's when you play the notes of a chord one note at a time. And I'ma miss it. Yeah, yeah. And no, it's hard to see you, but I wish you were right here. Alright, so far it sounds kind of like we have, a couple different chord progressions. We have some variations, like I was saying, in the kind of first lower range arpeggio chords and then some higher range arpeggio chords. A little bit of modulation going on there, like maybe a vibrato effect or possible chorus or something. I'll listen to that a little bit more intently here soon.
Oh, it's hard to leave you when I get you everywhere. All this time I'm thinking we could never be.
I'm trying to think of what this I'm trying to think of what this reminds me of. I definitely covered a song with the last cover band I played in that kind of has this vibe to it. I'll think about that. Doesn't matter right now.
And oh, it's hard to see you, but I wish you were right here. Oh, it's hard to leave you when I get you everywhere. All this time I'm thinking I'm strong enough to sink it. Oh no, I don't need you, but I miss you. Come here. He loves me now, he loves me. He holds me tight, then lets me go. He loves me now, he loves me. He holds me tight, then lets me go. You gotta say that you're sorry at the end of the night. Wake up in the morning, everything's alright.
have like kind of a little breakdown. This sounds like the same chords, but you know, you could kind of use this as a bridge section.
Story, you're holding me tight. I don't need to worry. Am I out of and oh, it's hard to see you, but I wish you were right here. Oh, it's hard to leave you when I get you everywhere. All this time I'm thinking I'm strong enough to sink it. Oh no, I don't need you, but I miss you.
Nice little bass line there. Okay. 3 minutes long. That was kind of short and sweet. Gosh, I'm thinking now who that band is that song reminds me of. It reminds me so much of a song I played about 5 or 6 years ago with the band. I'll think about it throughout the process of this, but let's go ahead and pick up our guitar. We're going to kind of figure out the chords. First, we're going to work on trying to figure out that bass line. And then we'll go back, check out the quality of the chords, and then, you know, some of the additional things that are going over the top of that song. So, yeah, let's go ahead and pick up our instrument. All right, let's go ahead and take a second look at this song here. I think this one's doable. There's definitely some kind of modulation effect going on there. Try to figure that out. Could be a tremolo or something like that. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. I think there's like a dual tremolo thing going on there. Maybe it's one of the... Boom, boom. Okay, so it sounds like it's going back and forth from F to C. All right. Okay, there's the B section. Okay, I erased it. I went back to the wrong spot there. What it sounds like to me. So like a F to C. Let's see if this... Yeah, so I think this, just a hunch, at this point, I think the song is in the key of C, and that, I think that's the 4 chord, the F. And then we're going to the major third. And that would be a 6. And sloppy chord. To an E, A minor, G major, F. Okay, so that sounds like the B section. And then what were we? We were, in the first part, we were going from F to a C. So if this was in C, we'd be starting on the 4 chord and going back to the 1 chord for that second part. So let's listen a little further here. Got a breakdown. Four chord F, 1 C. You know, let's go ahead and maybe put this one in ink a little bit. I think this is going to be a good opportunity to do that. All right, here we go. So we have. All right, so that's what we're working with so far. All right, so just to save a little time, I went back and I listened to the song, just kind of broke down the overall structure. You know, you could list that out however you wanted to. You know, if you wanted to do an FC for the A section, you could kind of reduce your notes here a little bit. I would basically, if I was to chart this out and go play this out this weekend, I'd keep my eyes open and just kind of get a good feel for what's going on stage and take these notes, you know, maybe write the dropout on the 4th time through on the 2nd verse and the breakdown going into the, coming out of the 1st chorus, going into the 2nd chorus. You know, you have that double breakdown right there going into the final chorus. But yeah, I mean, I would say this is like an A, B, A, B, A, B kind of format. Overall, if I was to write that down. So I would write in the squares A, B, A, B, A, B down here, maybe B a couple times, and then take my notes for the rest of it. So yeah, you could go out and you could, you know, kind of fake your way through this song if you had to play it the last minute. So let's go back and take a look at some of those chords that they're doing, and we can kind of get into some of the caged fundamentals, trying to pick those out. All right, let's go back and take a real quick listen here. We're going to kind of pick out some of those guitar parts. Let's just go back to the beginning. I threw on a little bit of tremolo. I'm listening for the tremolo rhythm. I'm guessing, you know, they're probably using some kind of, I don't know what kind of pedal they're using there, whether it's like a, you know, electro-harmonic stereo pulsar or maybe some kind of Strymon pedal, I mean, or a Line 6 pedal, you know, like, what is it, like an M9 or something. There's a bunch of different pedals that you can get the kind of either weird rhythmic tremolo going, or you can combine 2 different tremolos to kind of have a very unique effect. That's kind of what's going on there. I've got a little bit of a tremolo effect going on here. I can turn it up. Let's see, what was that? Let's move in to see if we can pick out some of these chord shapes in the middle of the guitar, because I think there's a couple different types. This was in the... I thought this was in the 2nd verse that I heard that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that first chord's an F. We're adding our pinky down here. We're playing that ninth, which is also a suspended second. Boo, the other chord's gonna be a C, so I think I was playing that. I think that's what it's kind of going off of. There we go. So I'm a hybrid picker. I'm going to use this to kind of hit that high string and my pick to hit the other two notes because we're going to be skipping the B string on this here. There it is. Okay, that was a little bit sloppy, but you could totally clean that up. And you know, when you're playing it live and you have the effects and stuff going, you know, you can kind of flub that a little bit, and no one's going to really notice for the most part. You know, unless you have somebody who's, you know, a band leader that, you know, you're playing covers exactly like how it is, then you take the extra time, go back and get that pattern. Go back and get that pattern down just right. All right, let's go back and see if we can get some of those middle chords there in the, I think it was the second chorus.
Yeah.
Okay, I might not get it perfectly, but we'll get kind of close. So first of all, place you want to start with that there's like a common note. It's going to be that E right here. You also have the open E up there. But, you know, you can just kind of take the chords. If you need to use the caged system, or I have a video called Gecka, or actually I think it's called Stop Using Caged. But it outlines my method called Gecka, which is it's basically caged, only it's more based on visualization and the roots based on the bottom two notes. You can go back and check that out if you need to. But yeah, you take these chord shapes and you move them across the fretboard, and you're playing in the same key, basically, is what the gist of that is if you don't know already. So we're going to find some of these chord shapes. First one, you know, the first chord we have is an F. And since I heard that we're playing this E here, I'm going to guess we're using the C, kind of a C. Okay, that sounds like maybe a C major 7th, or an F major 7th rather, sorry, but we're using the C shape in the cage system. You know, regular C, you'd be adding your pinky finger right here. You drop that. You got a F major 7th. So, turn up the volume a little bit. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the first chord. Then, you know, we're already right here. This is at the 5th fret. So I'm guessing we can go down here. We have our, basically the C chord. We're using the A shape in the cage system for that. So our first chord. Then what was the next chord? An E major. We could play an E right here using the C shape. Not necessarily the easiest chord to play, but you know, you could get around that. Then we've got A minor. G, F, you know, which we could also play up here. And that would set us up right here. could also probably do this. So we have, basically our F major 7th chord right here. Oh, shoot. There it is. Sorry, I'm very sloppy, friends. Use that same shape, just go down a string. And then the E, right there. Again, we're using the C shape in the cage system. We're up here at the 7th fret is my root on the 5th string. You could also play that down here. There's a bunch of different ways you could play those. But I'm pretty sure that's kind of the thing that they're doing in there. And you can just kind of play around with that a little bit and, practice it, tighten it up. So, yeah, I mean, I seriously think that's pretty much most of the song. If you were playing this live, you just want to keep your eyes open or write yourself out a chart in A-B form, however you want to do it. Or just memorize the chords and follow the band. It's a really good way to do it. Relying on your ears. Got the little breakdown section here. Got the double clap there. Oh, okay, we got some upper chords here. Okay, so they basically kind of play those intro chords, only instead of being in the A section, sounds like they're playing in the B section, so they throw in the E major, the E major, then the A minor, and the G, going back down to the F. So the intro chords, if we remember correctly. Then we throw in that E major there. A minor. And then you're just moving to that G note right here. Sorry, I'm messing that up. There it is. E major. A minor. Yeah. I mean, those are the chords right there. So yeah, basically 3 different sets of alternate, positions when you're playing the chords in there. And you're really just using all of those chord shapes from the cage system. Which that's all based on, triads and their inversions. So however you want to call it, however you want to name it and visualize it, the notes are the notes. So... little harmonization on the vocals there. Those are just some oohs at the end there. Some vocals. So yeah, that song I think is doable. So, like I said, if I was to write this out and play it. So, yeah, that's a little bit messy. And I might just write it out, A, B, A, B, something like that over there, and then just draw some eyes there. It's that easy. I'm pretty simple when it comes to transcribing, but simplicity is a good thing. That way you can fly through a bunch of stuff if you have to transcribe a bunch of songs for a gig. So, well, I think that about wraps it up here for us. Thanks for tuning in. If you stayed to the end of this video, I want to appreciate it. If you haven't checked out any of my other videos, please do that. If you like what I'm doing here, please hit the like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll do a couple more videos with the doing the Spotify Roulette thing, but we'll move on to some more educational and other things, guitar and music related in the future. So again, thanks for stopping by, and as always, we'll see you next time, friends.